These two tractors, they're actually linked together. So if I zoom down on this monitor here, you can actually see both of us. Here I am, and he's up here. I can also see exactly what the other tractor's doing at all times. The other tractor here, see, I can tell he's putting on side dress. He's also putting on strip till. Here's the suspension. Here's how many acres he's doing. I can tell how many acres he's done so far.
That's Temple Rhodes. He's piloting the tractor pulling the planter. But what's happening in his field is really a team effort. Temple was recently named a 2012 4R Advocate National winner by the Fertilizer Institute. He was cited for his understanding and utilization of the 4Rs, the right nutrient source to apply at the right rate, at the right place, and at the right time. Temple leads us through his planting regimen and the thinking behind his 4R stewardship approach.
One of the things that we tried to do is we want to get a different type of a shank. This is a shank that I built. What we did here is, ideally, we put a beaver tail on it, and we're trying to seal the fertilizer down below it. But what we're also trying to do, if you see this really small hole right here, we're trying to place fertilizer in a couple different places. So this hole here is 10% of the total. So it's kind of a way to orifice, just putting a little fertilizer out. And the way that this is angled, when it runs in the ground here, this is tilted down just a little teeny bit, and it's helping smash the dirt down and to help seal it. So this right here, the fertilizer will stay at this level. So here's 10 inches, here's 5 inches, and then the seed will actually be planted up here, when we come back across the second time with the planter. Instead of side dressing, coming back in and putting the fertilizer on top again, 45 days after planting, I built this and I'm stabilizing it, so I'm actually putting it on all at one time. So as you can see, here's the fertilizer wagon. This is my strip till in the back. This is all the fertilizer that comes from the back. It's pumped up and it's pumped down the strip till shanks. It comes right in the strip till shanks and it's put down 8 inches down. And then again, like I told you, that there's 10% of it coming through that hole at 5 inches, so it's staged. And then on the front of the tractor, there's that just runs straight 32% nitrogen up front there, and it's stabilized and it's brought back and it's put in here.
Let's review this. Temple's strip till rig is running with the very accurate RTK global positioning while accomplishing the tillage and placing liquid fertilizer in 3 distinct depths prior to the planter pass and seed placement. His planter runs closely behind the strip till, also guided by RTK, and places the seed precisely in the band of tilled soil created by the first implement. But there's more, and here's Temple to explain the next pass.
The tank here on the front of the tractor, it's built as a lot of people use it as a pop-up fertilizer. I don't use it as that. What I use this for is I put on 2 gallons per acre mixed with water. It's a plant growth regulator, which is really a stimulant, and also we use a thing called carbon boost. It helps stimulate the roots also. What we're trying to do is I'm trying to stimulate the roots as fast as I can. I'm dripping it right on the seed. I'm trying to get the root zone down. I'm trying to get the roots down to the root zone absolutely as fast as I can. I've got all my fertilizer placed. I want my corn plants there and picking up as much of it as I can to produce, so we don't get any runoff whatsoever. This is our liquid fertilizer. This is what Willards calls Green Demon, which it's a 823-4, and we're running about 14 to 15 gallons of 823-4. We're placing it in a 2x2 with a band alongside of the seed. Here's where it is back here. What we use here is we use just a row cleaner. We clean the row out. Alongside, all these row cleaners do in our strip till is they just kind of bust the clods off, and we'll move the stuff out of the way so we have a real smooth seed bed. That's the only thing that we're using these for. Here's where the fertilizer comes out, and it's put in the reason I use this one is because it can't move at all. It's always going to be 2 inches down, and it's always here. It comes out right here, and it's always going to be 2 inches over.
That's really only part of the Temple Rhodes story. Precision agriculture technology is also allowing him to vary the rate of seed and fertilizer based upon soil productivity as his rigs cross the field.
we started doing strip till and varying our rates and doing all this. And with RTK, it's enabled us to do all these things where one tractor talks to the other one. I'm following the same lines that he's following. As soon as he changes the line, it tells me exactly what he's doing. I know how fast he's going. So the capabilities that we have at the end of the day, it sends it back to my computer at the end of the day through FarmWorks. So you got all these different capabilities, and look at what we're doing. Look at what we're accomplishing. The amount of money that's used, I mean, is way offset by everything else. I mean, it's dramatically offset.
When we talk RTK and variable rate and custom prescription blending, what people should be hearing is economically produced food, low environmental impact, a healthy diet. We're feeding these crops and these soils in a way far better than most of us as human beings ever consider planning our own nutritional diets. And the results are astounding. And it's empowering for our environment, it's empowering for our economy, and it's enabling growers like Temple Rhodes to take production to new levels that gives him the profitability in an environment of seemingly spiraling costs to continue to expand his operation. It's an exciting thing that has benefits all the way around for the consumer, for the industry, for the grower, and probably most importantly for the environment.
For more information about 4R nutrient stewardship and the 4R advocates you have heard from here, visit nutrientstewardship.com.